Okay guys, what is up? It is Helmy here, Helmy Plays, and I am here with a new video. I am in a new league. This is the NSL. So I was kind of invited to join after someone dropped out in this league, so that their entire draft was drafted, and I just picked up what I drafted a few mons, and I picked up a few that I thought fit into the positions that were already made. And so this league is very cool. It's split up into two divisions: one pearl, one diamond, and it has really overused, like, busted Pokemon like Aegislash, Mega Mawile, and Landorus, Incarnate, and Megalodios. And we were lucky enough to get one of those. I'll get that later, but I was lucky enough to get invited to this league. It is very high quality league. I think it's very professional with like all the stuff that's going into like the documents and like the streams. If you did miss the draft stream, it was on last week, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago Saturday. It was a pretty good time. I didn't get to catch it like live, but I saw glimpses of it, and it seemed just really professional and high quality, and I just like that. So all information about the league will be in the description below, so check it out. And so let's start with the draft recap. So the person I am replacing had the third pick overall in the draft, which was he was able to get very good like placing in the draft, I think, because it is a very large. It is a 12 man. It's 12, right? Yeah, 12. 12-man league. So it's 24 in total if you count both Pearl and Diamond, both conferences. So it's pretty cool. So the Wisconsin Weezings are here, and I am pretty excited about this. So with the first pick, we got Megalodios. Look how professional this layout is. It's very nice. So as you see, we got Megalodios first round. I have not used Megalodios at all. I'm not really a fan of it, but it is very strong with base like almost 100 stats in each. Like you can run Earthquake on it. It's really good like that. You run Dragon Dance. I know it runs Earthquake a lot to like counter like most Steel types and Fire types because it doesn't have much coverage to catch that to hit those. But it has like a great move pool that Latias does, and like I faced it a lot, and I know like kind of what to expect. Like I know like a few things because I remember facing one of my friends a while ago, and he had Reflect type Latios, which is really cool because you can Reflect type a Fire type and have its only weakness being a Water type, water and Rock, which is pretty cool because it keeps the Levitate ability, which is very nice to see. A very nice ability overall in like the draft league format. So it can even Reflect type and Electric type, which is actually pretty cool. It's got an amazing moveset and extremely good base special attack with like almost base 50, I'm pretty sure. And like it's a great all-around mount. It gets Roost, it gets Defog. I think it's one of the greatest mons in the format, especially since they allowed it. So up next in round 2, they were able to pick up Infernape. I really like Infernape as a Pokemon. I have used it quite a lot in prior generations, especially Gen 6. I used a lot in draft league format. Like it's also one of our Zmon users, which is very nice to see. I like it as a Zmon user because it can get like it's got priority with Vacuum Move and Mark Punch. It's got Gracium Z, Grass Knot. It has Thunder Punch and Gunk Shot and Close Combat and just all around good moves. It's got good coverage for grass types and ground type, or water types and ground types, which counter. It's got Earthquake too for steel types and poison types. So it's a really good overall mon. A really good heavily offensive. It can get Nasty Plat and Swords Dance as obvious setup. And I really like how it is paired up with Megalodios because it covers the majority. Like they don't share a single weakness, and they kind of resist each other too, with the only thing being flying type not resisted. And so in round three, we were able to get up Tyranitar, which helped with that flying type weakness. It also Tyranitar is weak to fighting, which Megalodius isn't, but I've used Tyranitar a lot. It's probably one of my favorite mons in Draft League for me. I'm really glad we got it. It's a great Pursuit Trapper, which is good against mons like even Aegislash. I can choice band this thing, and it can do a lot of just an amazing amount of damage. With the Stand Stream, it gets boosted special defense, which is nice to see. It also has really good move pool, both physical and special, so I can run like weakest policy and things like that. It's good choice, it's good banded. It's a really good overall mon. It can be defensive both physically and specially, although it's usually run specially. I like to run that. And so our next pick, I want I see where this person's draft was going towards with the really like bulky, and we have U-turners, which is very nice. So the next pick we have Tentacruel, which I've used also a lot. So I'm really liking that this team I am really used to. It is just mons that I have used over the time. I don't like how it has a very kind of glaring ground weakness with the only resistance right now being Megalodios, so an Excadrill or a Zygarde 50% could just sweep through my entire team right now. Not the best, although Tentacruel could run Ice Beam at outspeed, which is very nice because it does have that fast speed stat and that good. It also has a really good move pool with like Giga Drain, Scald, Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb, Toxic Spikes, Rapid Spin, Ice Beam. Also gets Dazzling Gleam. I just know it has a relatively great move set. Does have a lackluster special attack, but I am okay with making it more bulky than usual. It is easily one of my favorite water types to use, especially since it does have that poison typing along with Rapid Spin. It's got to be up there with Starmie as my favorite water type to use in Draft League format. Okay, next we have Ferrothorn, which really covers that kind of covers that ground weakness, although it's neutral to it. So I don't really like that it's like still kind of weak to it. A flying type would really complete this draft, I think, with weaknesses that it has right now. So it adds it's weak to fire type, which every other mon on the team is not weak to. They're resisted, so which is good to see. But it also adds another fighting type weakness that is only covered by Tentacruel and Megalodios. Not the best. Does have Stealth Rocks and Spikes and Leech Seed to knock off. Really good overall moveset, especially as a Pokemon that sets up hazards. It pairs good with Latios because it has the fire resistance that Latios needs for Latios has the fire resistance for Ferrothorn, and then Ferrothorn has just the overall bulk of most mons as it to cover any mon trying to get Megalodios. It's also nice that very few Pokemon can trap Megalodios with Pursuit, and I have relatively great switch-ins for it because my Dark type switch-ins and Ghost type switch-ins are very prevalent on this team. So on to round 6, we picked up Sylveon. This is a mon I've been using a lot, and especially in UU. It's amazing. It's got Hyper Voice, Wish, Heal Bell. It gets priority quick attack, which is nice to see because it has because there's a lot of mons just completely weak to Fairy, like Hydreigon and Pangoro and Scrafty. So a quick attack can completely knock it out. I know a almost uninvested quick attack knocks out a Hydreigon, which is very nice to see. It's really adding to the team because now I can't really get stalled down with Toxic or Burn. Sylveon adds that wall, that Cleric to the team. That is nice to see. It also adds the Fairy type that can kind of take ground type moves, although it doesn't only have base 65 defense, so not really the best that I want. I think a good like flying type really add up to the thing, which I think is our next pick. Kind of, yeah. So we have Rotom Frost and a Levitate user. Really good electric type with the ability to just volt switch around. It also has Blizzard, which is very nice. It could be choice guard fit. It can outspeed what is it? It's outspeed majority of mons beside no, it does outspeed Exogor at base 50 at level 50, I think. Yeah, it does. So it's a really good like kind of like bounce back pick because like it shows that like I was using a lot of mons. I only have 27 points left, which is a good I'm trying to think of the word like safety or actually conservative pick with it, with being only 5 points, and it has good overall bulk, but ice type not being the best typing, especially defensive. But I could see why like it's really good in the use of Blizzard and Volt Switch with its Pain Switch, Defog, Will-O-Wisp. Just a good, it's a good moveset. It's a Rotom moveset, so it's good. The next pick we have Yanmega. This is one of the bonds I dropped. I dropped something for Yanmega. I wasn't sure what. And this is also my another Zmon user. And so I really like this pick because Yanmega can have. It's seriously so hard to prep for because if you have mons like, to say a fairy type, it could be hard to prep for because you don't know if I'm going to be speed boost. I don't know if I'm going to be tinted lens because the tinted lens bug buzz would most likely knock out any fairy type. Like, because I can run bug EMZ, so that savage spin out will do a ton amount of damage. Like, it's unbelievable that Yanmega, like how good it is, but like tinted lens is such a like an underwhelming ability since only like flying types get it. Like and bug flying and bug type Pokemon get it, so it's really unuseful because those typings aren't the best. Like they don't have that many resistances, but like it would be really good to see how well a Zmon like Yanmega will do in this league, especially with like high threats like Landorus Incarnate and Aegislash like going around, because Yanmega can kind of take care of those with speed boost and like a Bug EMZ or a Ghost EMZ even with the Aegislash. Okay, so next up we have 18 points with 3 picks left, and I want to make sure to use like all the points. So next we have Rhydon. I really like Rhydon. It does add another ground like weakness to the team, which I am not a fan of, but that water weakness is really good because I have Ferrothorn and Tentacruel and sorry about that, and Megaladios that can cover that, and also it gets boosted by Sandstream from Tyranitar, so it can be boosted. It can be physically defensive with an Eviolite and have doubled special defense, which is really nice to see. Like it's gonna be so well paired up with Tyranitar, I believe, because though they do share a lot of like weaknesses, they do have a lot of strengths to it. Like no Tapu Koko is gonna be running around this team because I feel like it's so defensive. Like I'm not gonna have a problem at all dealing with like Tapu Koko at all. It's just like not gonna be a problem. Alright, so in the next round, I just really wanted to get a pick that could kind of deal with ground types, in which I got Ditto, which I thought was an amazing pick. Haven't used Ditto at all, but I have seen people use it very well. I've prepped for it. I know like the cautions of prepping for it because you don't want to have a team that has kind of like a Ditto like failure switch, like kind of like having that like a mod that has no good moves against any of your team, so kind of like prep for like both your team and their team. And so it can be run like anything. It can be choice scarf, it can be choice specs, it can be choice banded. If I know I want to like bring it on this mod, I can do that. And I just like how the possibilities I can do with it. Like if my opponent does have like a good mod that I think I want on my team, I just do that. although it's not permanent, I can just send it out. And some mons have a hard time countering themselves, especially mons like on my theme, Ferrothorn does not counter itself at all. And so for the last pick, I wanted to get a mon that was kind of like all around and could do multiple roles. So I got Tauros, which I am a huge fan of in draft league format, especially because it gets sheer force, it gets intimidate, really two really good abilities, and it also so the intimidation is good for my team, I think, because it adds like a spot for defensive Pokemon. Cause the only true defensive wall I have is built Ferrothorn. Well, I have a lot of special walls. Oh, Ferrothorn and Rhydon. But I think it could be a very good mon, especially paired with mons I have. So going over my team right now, I like to think that it is very weak to ground type, so I have to be worried about that. Like handling them with like Yanmega and Ditto and Megaladios and Rotom Frost. But like if those mons can't handle it, it's gonna be really difficult for me to do that because I need to have a mon. I like to have a mon that's like really good against it. My Dragon, Fairy, and Steel core is Megaladios, Ferrothorn, and Sylveon. I think those core looks really good together. Besides for the fact that Ferrothorn is also in the grass, but I don't have my grass, fire, and water core is in Fernape, Tentacool, and Ferrothorn. Like those two cores do not really mix well together, I think, because of the weaknesses they put together, like the large fire weakness, I think, and well, not really. No, it's only Ferrothorn. Like they pair well with good with Ferrothorn because they overlap like that. Saying that the only fire weaknesses they pair together, and they have like the psychic weaknesses paired up well because they have Tentacruel and Fernape, but I also have Latias, which is good. Overall, I think my team, it's not like easily the best team I ever drafted. I would much rather have like mons instead of like Ferrothorn, like Tangrowth and Mega Scizor. I would think that would be a much better pairing. With I'm fine with another fire weakness if I have so many mons to deal with it. But I think it could be better saying that Ferrothorn does not have that weakness to ground type, which is easily Earthquake is the most like prevalent move in the game. I could have like a hard time dealing with mons like Excadrill and Garchomp and Zygarde 50%, and also Landorus I and Landorus Incarnate, or Landorus I and Landorus T. Being those mons are relatively used in the generations, although a choice color in Fernape would do really well against those. But Hidden Power Ice might not knock out if they're bulky or have Yashik Berry, which is something I do not want to lose right away. So I like to think that this team pairs well, like very good against opponents. It's good in the sense that I have the power to prep for anything, because like this team has so much diversity in it. I like to think that it has like the power to run anything. Like I can run special Infernape, physical Infernape. I can run bulky Infernape with bulk up and like Drain Punch, and with the Iron Fist boost. Tyranitar can run anything from physical special to defensive. Tentacool can run like has the great moveset that it does have. It can run Rain Dance with Rain Dance that counters my T-Tar with the T-Tar, which so I would run like unnerved T-Tar that week or something like that. Like that's like unexpected. With Ferrothorn, it adds like the sense of Stealth Rocks and Spikes. It has like the layers of hazards. It adds like a bulky steel type that can like stop other like steel types and water types and just like wrecking havoc on my team, which is good to see. You can also stop some ground types like I can run Power Up and stop some. Also could be bulky with Leech Seed and Protect and Stall Out, which is good to see on some teams. Sylveon adds the sense that Dragon types aren't really scary at all for my team, although that and Ferrothorns really stop Dragon types. Like Garchomp can really kind of run a train with this team, although I do have mons like Latias and Refined, they kind of counter along with Rotom Frost if it's bulky or but I feel like this team can really do well. It has a very good diverse of points. We're spending a lot leading, which I like. I like spending grabbing the good top tier mons like Latios and Fernape and Tyranitar, Tentacruel, and Ferrothorn. I really feel like those three are really good wall core together because they counter each other's weaknesses a lot. Like the only really prevalent weakness they have is ground and fighting, and those weaknesses get countered by Megalodios. If I use Megalodios correctly, I can just destroy any. Come on, that's any. What am I trying to say? It's like any combination of mons, like any fighting types, I'm trying to think of a good fighting type, like Keldeo. Keldeo kind of gets stopped by Tentacruel, which is good to see on my team, and Megalodios, because of its really less move pool. So I like to see how this team really does. It does have very large amounts of mons, and I feel it's going to be very good to use in the sense that it has good coverage of everything, although I think a better grass type could be, so I may be dropping Ferrothorn later in the season and picking up something else. Not really sure. I do like the coverage it has with the coverage. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. So the coverage of all the moves and the types being only ghost type, not on the team. I think that's right. Correct. Second. Yeah, I think ghost type is the only type I don't have, which is kind of bad saying that I don't have a rapid spin blocker, but I do have Ferrothorn who can stop counter rapid spinners with the iron bars, which is good to have on the team, but not a true stop to rapid spin. But other than that, I hope that this will be a good league. I think that this league will be very competitive, and I'm gonna like that it has that. It's very close and really fun, I think, because the people I have not. I think I've been in one league with all the people in this group. It is relatively cool that I think I like getting out and meeting new people and just getting more experience in the draft league format, and I think that uploading this content, saying that this league is an upload required league, I think it's going to be very cool to notice the other people's habits in recording and seeing if I record live or doing stuff like that. I'm going to check to see when I will be uploading. It is going to be in the Pearl League, so we'll be uploading on, let's see, just take a second to find out. Yeah, so it is a level 50 league, so that is good to see. See when I in the Pearl conference will be uploading. But it's so splitting up the days, Pearl being on one day and Diamond being on the other. Not really able to find out, but I will have it in the description below. You'll find out more just when I upload it, because I'm pretty sure the first upload is this week. So on either today's on this week's Saturday, Sunday, so the 30th or right, the 30th. No, the 28th or 29th. So either on one of those days, you will be seeing a video of the week 1 video, in which the Wisconsin Weezings, will be going up against its So the Wisconsin Weezing will be going up against the, let me see, we'll be going against the Pittsburgh Pirates, coached by Slor. Sliver. Yep. So that will be happening on either Saturday or Sunday. I'll figure it out eventually. Hopefully sooner than later. And other than that, be sure to comment below what you think of my team. Anything I see the glaring grounded weakness that I have, and kind of a little bit of fighting. But other than that, I feel like this league is going to be very fun. It's just very nice to get into a new group of people. So